This episode of Kayak Bassin is brought to you by Torqeedo, makers of the ultralight 403 kayak motor with a top speed of 6 miles per hour, a lightweight waterproof battery, and a range of up to 25 miles.
For more information, check out Torqeedo.com. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about the place we're fishing today. We're fishing at VIP Adventures, Summerville, South Carolina. It's run by Mr. Mark DeShane, and I'll tell you what, the fishing here is amazing. My son Austin has got to paddle all over the lake and kind of be by himself and hook big fish. In fact, he's hooked up to one over there right now, hooting and hollering.
I have now 11 lakes that we can fish, anywhere from 45 acres to 145 acres. All of them are catch and release. They all have probably 250 brush piles in each one. They've been managed for largemouth bass. I keep plenty of shad and crayfish, and I control the crappie population in each one so that the bass have a chance to really get big. Now, when you book a trip with me at VIP, if you choose to fish with me today, it's $450. I supply rod and reels, drinks, lunch, tackle, the know-how, the boat. All you gotta do is basically show up, and I'll take care of you. We fish for 7 hours. And if you choose to come fish by yourself, it'd be $300 a day, and you supply your own rod and reels and lures and everything else. But I would suggest the first day you fish with me, and if you stay a second or third day, fish by yourself. Learn what the fish are doing the first day, then you can catch the fire out of the second day.
You know, I get to fish all over the country, get to fish in really cool places, but my #1 vacation destination as far as affordability, coming to a cool area, there's lots of stuff to do for the family, is VIP Adventures. You can find out more information about getting down here to do this for yourself at vipadventures.net. Little fat boy was popping that thing like a brim. Look at that gut. Wow, he thumped it, baby. I'll tell you what, they got the rod labels right on these APR rods. Sensitive power is definitely an accurate description. Super sensitive, lightweight, quality components. This SMG series that I'm using right here, 3 or 4 fish today, all on SMGs, simply because I could feel that. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh man. Dude, look at this. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Look at that dude. Holy crap. Look at this thing. Oh my God. That is a freaking slab. Holy cow. That's a pig right there. That is a crappie. Holy cow. Look at that fat guy. I'll tell you what, that'll make a good sandwich. I'm halfway tempted to throw them in the back of the boat. And in most places, you try to pull the crappie out to grow trophy bass, but Mark says they've got so much forage here that the bass and the crappie don't really compete, and he's able to keep a good balance. Man, look at the shoulders on that thing. That is a fat crappie. Man. Let me get this guy back in the water. Try to catch another one. Oh. You know, spinnerbait is probably one of the easiest baits to fish. You cast it and you retrieve it. But there are some subtle things that you can do to increase your success with a spinnerbait. One of the things that I think probably causes people to not catch fish with them more than anything else is what I call the junk cast. And that's where you just lob the bait up in there, it lands, it fouls up, the skirt gets all dorked up, and the retrieve is basically a waste. You spook fish that see it and it doesn't look natural. you don't catch fish within those first 2 or 3 cranks on the reel handle, and you just ultimately end up with a less effective retrieve. So, especially with this Secret Weapons lures spinnerbait with the articulating arm, what I like to do is I like to take the cast, utilize the rod like you're supposed to, and make a snap cast. One of the things that you want to do, that I'm going to have to reel the lure back in and show you, is you want to cast the lure in as straight a line as you can. You don't want to throw it in an arch. And as the lure's coming to rest, or as the lure's coming to the end of the cast, you want to raise your rod tip, use your thumb to kind of feather the cast, and you want that bait to spin around and pretty much line up so that when it hits the water, it's in the orientation of the direction of the retrieve. So the way to accomplish that is to make a quick snap cast, follow the lure to the water, tighten the line up, snap the lure around while it's still flying, it hits the water running, and then slowly reel yourself back down into position. The last thing you want to do is make that cast, lift your rod tip up, and now you're trying to catch up to the lure. The fish hits it, puts slack in the line, and you've got nowhere to go for the hook set. So again, raise the rod tip up under tension, that way if the fish hits it, you can still give it a good hook set, reel yourself back down to the proper position, and make the rest of your retrieve. That's a great way to improve your success when using spinnerbaits. We all have tools that we use that are part of everything that we do when we get ready for any type of activity. And for me, that tool is ScoutLookWeather.com. From its interactive quick log web portal to where you can go back and review some of the information that you've inputted in the water on your mobile app, to the detailed hourly forecast, to fish marks, easy marking the spot when you catch a fish, gathers all the weather information, inputs it, uploads it to the system so that when you get home you have all that information there. ScoutLookWeather.com, I'll be honest with you, I use it not only when I'm planning my trips, but I use it while I'm on my trips. I pull up the weather app and look at where the wind's coming from. There's no telling how many times that I've headed out since I started using ScoutLook and the weather was forecast to do one thing. Just before I go out on the water, just as one last measure, I check it, everything's changed. So you get to use the map, you get to use the information that you gathered prior to the trip, adjust your strategy, and get out there to where you're going to be in a place where the conditions are more conducive to catching fish. So all the tools that are available at ScoutLookWeather.com make it the ultimate tool for not only planning, but for making adjustments while you're out on the water to keep you in the fish. Pooh-yah. So there are some smaller fish here. For outstanding customer service, expert advice, and an extensive selection of quality kayak fishing products, visit Hook One at kayakfishinggear.com.